What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Tomorrow Tonight with TM Nerdy. I am, of course, TM, your host tonight. Guys, we have a lot of great topics tonight. Rob Liefeld retiring from Deadpool. We got Gina Carano suing Disney. We got a little bit of a conversation about a community member that just released a book called Need. We got Cliff of Comics going to be doing a passage from that book, plus more. But before we get into that, I got to shout out all of the amazing channel members. Of course, we got Beckerman, Legion of Comics, Sector 2815, DJ Links, Brian LCS, Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy, Papa Wheelie, Son of a Bruce, Comic Journey, Cliff on Comics, 23 Munch, Biggie Shack, Tape Prime, Ryan Riley, Scott Z70, Billy Powermax, Dr. Von Hoot, the Norn, Rad, still only 35 cents, Ben Compton, Last Cruises, Chop and Drop, Nick's Kicks and Comics. We got Phil Tastic Comics and Art, G-Man, Tyler, Commieverse, Christina Payne, Pocan Joe, Circumstances, Electra Bolt 7, Pop In Comics 82, Spidey Guy Murph, Southern Comic Geek, Cardboard Crazies, SOA, Meatwad Number 1, Agu Rhythm, Collecting with Durs, Dagger Cards, Wellbore, Taylor Winder, Hulk Collector, Black Crown Comics, and then we got Al Green Machine, Rolando Flores, Not Near Mint, The Comic Vet, Izzyverse NYC, Trevor W, Nick Collects, and Gaming, Actual Dracula. Thank you all so much for becoming a member. You too could become a member for only 99 cents. Gives you a little label beside your name, gives you some custom emojis, as well as gives you access to an Instagram group chat that I have on Instagram and early access to chatting with the comic community. But you can also support the channel by just leaving a like, commenting down below, and subscribing if you're not already. That being said, guys, we have a great show. This is an open panel discussion about some topics that we discuss that we compile previous to the show. I usually drop them every Tuesday night, and we got some great topics tonight. We got 7, so without further ado, let's bring out the panel. What's up, everybody?
I admire how Seavizzle's got like the perfect like turn and swivel, you know.
Yeah, right? Right. You guys are listening to this on Spotify. We got Cliff on Comics with us. We got C Bizzle, and at the bottom there, we got Papa Wheelie. Thank you guys so much for joining. I know you guys have been joining each and every week, and we welcome everybody on here. It's an open panel discussion, so you too can join us. Unfortunately, next week we lose C Bizzle. C Bizzle will be busy, and he won't be able to join next week, sadly. But he will be missed. He will be missed. But thank you guys so much for joining each and every week. I appreciate you guys. Is there a delay?
No, I'm like, we just went right into awkward silence. And
okay, I was just like, what's going on here? All right, let's say hello to the chat. There's not many people here tonight. Probably all in bed. It is a late show. You see, Cliff is kind of tired here as well. We got, of course, Unruly Simeon here. What is up, my friend, my fellow Animal Man fan? We got Rolando Flores in the building. What is up, my friend? We got John Stout, who I will be receiving a package here. I think I looked in the mail there, looked in the tracking, John. It should be here by Thursday or Friday. If it's here by tomorrow, I'll be opening up live tomorrow night when I do my other live. All right, and we got Eli Gunther. What's up, Eli Gunther? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on the rewind, leave us a comment down below. So, guys, we've got some topics to talk about. What would you guys be interested in talking about first?
I'm relying on you, Seavizzle. I'm relying on you.
I got you. I'm not gonna jump into the topic that I want to talk to just yet. But let's talk about the possibility of Thanos coming back to the MCU.
Thanos coming back to the MCU. I don't know why I was going to be like MUC or something like that. I was like, what am I talking about here? All right. Yeah, so this one came out from Dark Horizon. Actor Josh Brolin has revealed that he's heard that his villain character of Thanos may potentially return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in some way. The Purple Titan, regarded as one of the most powerful beings in all Marvel, was last seen being killed twice in Avengers Endgame back in 2019. First by beheading, then dissolving into dust. His body made a brief cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but otherwise he's been gone. The big bad of the Infinity Saga replaced with what was going to be Jonathan Majors Kang, the conqueror of the Multiverse Saga. Hardest boss in Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, that planned in shambles now, but it's not clear where the Marvel will go next. Speaking with Comic Book, Brolin says he has heard talk of a Thanos return in some form. You know, I heard kind of like through the grapevine that they're going to bring him back. And there's the What If series, and that's kind of a different Thanos and all that. But I don't know in the Marvel world whether they'll bring him back, but I didn't know that he would be the most killed off main villain of Marvel. You learn something new every day. Brolin will be seen back on the big screen next month reprising his Gurney Halleck role from Dune Part 2, and the film has brothers in post production. So what are you guys' thoughts on this Thanos returning? Do you want him to return, or do you think it's a bad idea?
I don't
I
think it's a
think it's
bad
a bad
idea.
idea.
I don't think so myself because it all depends on how they're bringing him back. Is are they because you know how they say they bring somebody back and it's really just in a flashback or a cameo and not really a full length story. If they use him as a full length story, that's a bad idea. Um,
Yeah.
if they because they got so many other villains that they can utilize as a big bad, Galactus, Annihilus, um, Doctor Doom, you know. And it's funny, I just mentioned all three are Fantastic Four villains.
Hey, all the biggies showed up in the Fantastic Four. What are you gonna do?
Right. But I just don't want him to be the main baddie.
Because they get running out of ideas and don't know what to do with themselves.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous considering how much they have to draw from.
The source materials is ridiculous. It's like you got so many good stories that you could tell. Um, with events that Marvel has had. And like granted, yes, Thanos did come back. Thanos did come back after the Infinity Gauntlet, but it was like years after, I believe. Um, and they had other villains.
As the villain, it was years after. But
Yeah.
remember, he was part of the Infinity Watch at one point.
Don't remind me about the Infinity
Where it's
Watch.
like, Adam Warlock, what are you doing here? It's like, well, I figured like you've like learned from stuff, and I feel like this one little gem isn't gonna hurt anybody. Maybe it would do you some good to come join our team. Your adopted daughter is here with us. Let's figure some things out. And they did, and then of course Thanos fought evil Thanos, and then which one of you is a clone? Rawr.
Exactly.
That's
Papa
another thing.
says they will keep with the same villains. So my take on this is like I agree they should definitely not bring him back as like a main protagonist. Definitely not. Having him like, of course, having him in like the What If series, that's perfectly
Mhm.
fine. If there's a possibility of Eternals 2 movie, maybe a flashback with him in it because he is technically an Eternal.
Right.
And that's what I think could work. Most
Mhm.
likely will happen because we just did a whole story arc with this character and stated in that article that he has died twice, not once but twice. So he's dying as much as Loki has died in the MCU. So it's just like, do we want another Loki? Do we want to bring him back and like if they do bring him back, they'd be like, oh, he's a popular character just like Loki. Let's make him good. That's what I'm
I,
scared of as well, is them just be like, yeah, let's make this character good. It'll
I
work with
hope not.
Loki. It'll work with Thanos.
I hope not. How would y'all feel if they did like an origin story? Just either a Thanos movie or a Thanos series talking about his origin. which they already
No,
have it printed.
they've killed them twice, and they are really teetering on whether or not death means nothing in the Marvel universe for the movies. They gotta be real careful.
Gotcha.
In my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, and Josh Brolin's doing good for himself, and I'm not even sure if he will even show up in Deadpool 3. He said that he's not going to be in it at all as Cable, even though I'm not sure why. Maybe he'll play a small part, but is that the last we'll see of Josh Brolin even in the Deadpool universe moving on to Marvel? But you'd have to, because then he'd be playing two different characters.
True.
But I think Thanos should be gone. Besides the way I said it, flashbacks, not an origin. Like an origin be a little bit too much, but like flashbacks, like we kind of get an origin from like maybe Eternals 2 or something of that caliber, and showing a little bit more of his backstory, showing a little bit more with his brother. Other than that, I don't think they should really touch the character besides doing the What If series. That's the only thing I can see, because a lot of people are not minding that they're bringing back Tony Stark, bringing back Captain America and those, because they're one-off cartoon series. They're not part of the main universe, even though people are still mad, like would be mad if like it was the multiverse and they seen a different Tony Stark in that. But for that, I'm curious to know what you guys think in the chat. I know we're having a little bit of people talking about Gina Carano suit. Yeah, she was in Deadpool as well. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about Thanos returning to the MCU. You guys have any more thoughts on that?
No.
No, I just don't want him to be a main villain.
Cliff's like, nah, just move on. Move on from this.
We still got a bunch of other villains that we can have in
Yeah,
the MCU.
and I to me, I still definitely think that like everybody's saying like, oh, they're moved to Doctor Doom. I still say they're going to keep on the path that they're on, because there's just too much planning that they've already gotten done. So
Yeah, they may recast him.
yeah, I think that's like the best move.
Yeah.
All right, Poppy, you have anything you want to touch on this? I know you. No, you're good.
He did. He posted something.
Oh, all right. Papa says, big name villains. I meant, because that's what non-comic people know.
The easiest thing they could do is cast and power. Okay, you were all gone for like I was talking to nothing. Everything was dark, and I was just like, okay.
All right. Well, you know what? Repeat yourself. What would you want to know after? I'm just going to read this comment by Papa, and then we'll get into your little rant that you just had with nobody. Films are made for all people. They can't keep to comic fans. I do agree with that. Like they have to go with some characters that are known. Like that's why people were worried that the Blue Beetle wouldn't succeed, because not many people knew of that character. Sadly enough, there was people out there that didn't know enough of the Flash to go to the Flash, and we had 9 years with that character on television. So it just goes to show you, they definitely they need to be targeting not just comic fans, but the regular fan as well. Get them in, and we kind of talked about this last week. Get the normal viewer in. Drop an episode on YouTube. All right. Cliff, what were you saying before you realized that you were talking to nobody?
I have no idea.
Because you just came in and I just heard the last of it. And it's like, that's why they should recast.
Like, oh, the best thing they could do is suck it up, recast Kang, and just keep going.
I agree.
All right. So let's keep it on to the Marvel side of things. It's a sad topic, but it's a topic that Cliff came to me with and sent me, and it's like, let's talk about this. So we're going to talk a little bit about the accident on the set of Wonder Man. All right.
This is terrible. And by the way, this is a horrible way to find out that they've gotten to work on Wonder Man, because we haven't heard a word about Wonder Man
Nothing.
at all. And then the first thing we hear is, oh, we had an accident on the set, someone died. I'm like, that's terrible. It is a terrible way to find out about this.
Exactly.
It is. All right. So, a member of the crew of the Marvel Studios series Wonder Man has died in an accident on set. The accident occurred Tuesday at Radford Studios, where the crew member, a rigger, fell from the rafters. Yahoo Abdul
Juan
Mateen
Osorio is the guy's name.
stars in Wonder Man as Simon Williams, a
Oh,
stuntman
I
turned
was talking about the
superhero.
guy that died. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was talking about Yaha Abdul Mateen. I can't really say his name either. Our thoughts and deepest condolences are with his family and friends, and our support is behind the investigation into the circumstances of this accident. Marvel Studios said in a statement, an investigation is underway from the California Division of Occupational Safety and Health. The union representing behind the scenes workers shared its own statement after the death. Everyone in the IA family is shocked and deeply saddened by this tragic loss. We are working to support our member's family and his fellow members and colleagues, said President Matthew D. Loeb. Safety on set is our highest priority, and we will assist Cal OSAHA in their investigation in any way that we can. If you feel unsafe on set for any reason, members can call. All right, there's a members hotline there. Wonder Man completed some filming before the SAG after strike shut things down in July. It is unclear how much more work is due on the series, although one source said most of the shooting has been completed and only some pickups were planned in the coming days or weeks. The show counts Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, Destin Daniel Cretton, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Andrew Guest as among the behind-the-scenes talents. Ben Kingsley is among the Marvel actors returning to reprise his role as the thespian Trevor Slattery. Also, there is a GoFundMe. They've raised quite a bit. I did attach that GoFundMe in the description down below. So if you want to go help the family of the deceased, and I'll pass it over to Cliff to pronounce his name. But if you would like to help set him out or his family out, definitely check out the GoFundMe down below. So yeah, this is wild. This is definitely wild. And like you stated
Osorio,
before
and
I
his
even read that
nickname was
article.
Spike.
Yeah.
Oh, Clip is frozen.
Who is playing? Yeah, he frozen up a little bit. Yeah, his nickname is Spike. We'll probably get him back here in a little second. I can kind of hear him a little bit in the background there. But what are your thoughts about this, C Bizzle?
Like what Cliff said, was this is a real messed up way to find out that a Wonder Man movie is being made. And I'm interested because in the comics, his love interest, one of his love interests was the Scarlet Witch. And if they're shooting this, are we going to see her in this? Are we going to see Vision in this? I'm not sure. But that's a secondary note in comparison to a human life that passed away. I hope the investigation finds out what actually happened and bring some ease to his family.
What is up, Lady F? Tony is jumping in here too. Cliff, we got you back, buddy?
We do.
All right. What were you saying prior to that? You were saying his name and his nickname was Spike before you cut out there.
Yep, that's it.
Just like I keep thinking that you said so much more, but I guess not. What are your thoughts on this? Because I know you were stating before I read the article that it's sad that this is the news that we get We have nothing of Wonder Man, no production, no like, oh, we're almost done filming, no nothing. This is the news that we get, that the Wonder Man production is still happening, and it sucks. It sucks that this is what had to become to get any news from him.
Yeah, I know it's terrible and it's really sad. But back to Seabizzle's point, like I do not think, as usual, we're not getting comic accurate Wonder Man. So I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot. I mean, Vision came first, right? So like,
Yes.
which is just not the way it happens in comics, because Vision is made with like the
The
mental wave patterns of Wonder Man,
yes.
right? So like, I don't think we're gonna drag any of that drama out. You know, if we're lucky to see anything, we're gonna see the pale white Vision coming around for some West Coast Avengers style action, which still would include Wonder Man. But I don't see a reason for Vision to be attracted to whoever this new dude on the block is. You know, but
Yeah.
what's her name, Valerie? You know, Allegra de
Oh yeah.
Fontaine, whatever. Like she might, like maybe she wants to put the West Coast Avengers together. You know, even though it looks like she's putting together the Thunderbolts, so that doesn't make sense. I just ruined my own idea. But maybe after the Thunderbolts, and they realize that she's just crazy. Maybe, you know, they'll want to do.
Yeah.
Something.
I'm hoping. I'm a huge Avengers West Coast fan, and I'm really hoping that they do have something with that. That means they have to introduce Tigra. They already have Moon Knight. They already have the U.S. Agent. So a lot of the characters that were in the West Coast Avengers, Hawkeye included, they almost got everybody except for, like I said, Tigra. That's the only one I can think of that hasn't been introduced yet.
I think this
And
is
we'll
like,
have
there
some
was
version of
set,
Ant-Man running around over there.
and I'm pretty sure it was from the same set, wasn't it? That they got photos from White Tiger, like photos of White Tiger on set of Wonder Man as well. Uh, so we're gonna have that, and it's stated that possibility that the daughter of White Tiger is going to be played by Jenna Ortega.
Oh
That could be cool.
yeah.
We do like her enough.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. And now that she's not in the Scream franchise, of course, she's doing the Wednesday stuff and going to be doing the new Beetlejuice movie, but she has time to do something over at Marvel. Do we want her all over at Marvel? Not sure. Marvel's not doing so well. What is up, Gary B?
I want her at Marvel to do stuff. I mean, you know, I don't know. Some people are oversaturating. Like Pedro Pascal is literally everywhere. I love him. I don't know if I need him to be Mr. Fantastic. You know what I mean?
No.
Like there are 300 million people in just the United States alone. What was the casting call big enough? You know? Like,
I
So
agree.
with this happening, do you guys think like they're gonna put production on hold with this movie? Do you think like how much they've gotten done? Do they have enough done?
if they're in the reshoots for Wonder Man, I'm sure we're fine. Lady F.
What up, nerds?
Hello.
They need to get Terrence, is it Howard? Back
Mhm.
for Rhodey. That'd be cool.
That'd be wild to see
I'm not gonna
in
go
Secret
that
Wars.
far, but I would love to see him pop up in
He's super talented, and I'm glad he walked.
No, he's
honestly,
amazing.
into
And I would love to
bullshit.
see him pop up in like I'd love to see him pop up in Secret Wars as another version of Iron Man.
I love
Yes.
it.
And just have him and Rhodey look at each other like, who are you supposed to be?
I mean, look, Don Cheadle is an excellent actor. I'm not going to take that from him, and I love the things that he does. But when I think of Rhodey, it's Terrence, man. I'm sorry. He killed it the first time.
Right after Don Cheadle replaced him, shortly after that, I remember watching Red Tails, and they're both in that movie, right? And
Yeah.
awkward. And I'm like, you guys work so well together. No, you want to talk about awkward, Mr. Deeds or Mr. Good Deeds or something like that from Tyler Perry. His mother is played by Felicia Rashad, and
Love her.
his mother-in-law is played by oh my god.
You think Don's better as Rhodey, Papa? I mean, I'm not gonna hate. I think they're both really talented.
Okay,
It's
I figured
just-
it out.
I like him. I'm not a Terrence Howard fan, so
I mean, I think either one they're fine, but Terrence Howard came first. I'm just saying.
He did.
True.
So, did y'all talk about the Gina chick yet?
No,
Not yet.
no, we will get to that. We will get to that.
So, am I going in the wrong order?
No. You're fine. There is one thing that I definitely do want to touch on prior to that. A couple of things that we'll definitely touch on prior to that.
We'll touch on.
But do you guys have anything else to say about the accident on Wonder Man's set? Do you think it's going to hurt the film at all?
No.
And
What was the accident?
a man died.
Yeah,
The guy
one
fell.
of the crew.
I'm gonna. He like fell from the rafters. Like that's the easy answer. I know it was a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
It was pretty awful.
yeah, it's not going to stop production for long.
No.
Yeah, John So's saying like, so to be honest, they'll probably return to do reshoots next week, which is, it still bothers me a little bit in a way. Just like,
Come on, man.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like you just like you're going back to that set. And
if there was a death at your workplace, you'd be expected to come back.
Yep.
I know. I guess that's just because I've never had a death on the workplace. But
Yeah, it's fucked up, isn't it?
I had it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I had it before, so yeah.
Damn.
I had to go back to work the next day.
Yeah.
They had counselors there, but
yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
when
definitely
there's
need
always
some.
counselors, and there's always a counselor available for X, Y, or Z.
yeah. So
I
It
think
is
I'm
what
like
it
one of the
is.
few people who's ever taken that up ever in any of my workplaces. I was like, I don't know about the rest of you. I am going to take advantage.
You should. Sometimes stuff is messed up, especially if you work in the health industry.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
All right,
I
so we're
worked
gonna
in the medical
switch
field
things
a
up.
couple of years.
Yeah, you'll see some stuff then.
Oof.
You work from home? Yeah, I hope you don't either, Tony. That'd be a bummer.
How'd that happen?
Oh, that sounds terrible.
That would just
I hope not.
you. So we're gonna switch up paces here and go with something a little lighter to talk about. And before we do that, I did, like I said at the beginning, did drop the link to the GoFundMe for the family of the deceased. You don't have to donate, but it's just there. I felt like we'd be talking about it. I thought, you know what, I might as well drop the GoFundMe down there, just in case you guys want to. You guys don't have to, but just to go help the family of the deceased. All right, moving on. So there was some more. This has been a year. People have been talking about this possibility, but it's finally coming. More talks about Gremlins 3 possibilities. So this comes from Dark Horizon as well. Let's get it up here.
Nico friend.
All right. So original Gremlin star Zach Galligan played Billy Peltzer in Joe Dante's iconic 1984 horror comedy, and the other day offered an update on a possible third outing. Warner Bros. Pictures released the sequel Gremlins 2, The New Batch, in 1990, but since then had little success with continuing the franchise, bar the recent animated prequel series Gremlins, Secrets of Magua. That show was ordered with 2 seasons to be produced and follows the story of how 10-year-old Sam Wing met Gizmo and um, a young Mogwai. All right, so Dune Part 2 Rise spot. The show launched May 2023 on Max, a suburb reviews, though no word as yet when the second season will air. Speaking with Screen Rant, Galligan says Warner's likely sees the show as a test bed for audience interested in a third film. I can really figure out why Warner Brothers would do 2 seasons, not one, but 2 seasons of the animated series and spend a lot of money on it, unless there was some kind of end game. And usually the end game for a huge studio like Warner Bros. Discovery is a live action film. A live action film is always where you're going to make the most money. Super Mario Bros. Just proved that. The end game probably will be, I'm hoping, a third film. I don't think it will be a reboot, though, because Chris Columbus has mixed that idea. He owns part of the rights. Back in 2017, Columbus revealed a script for a third film had been finished, but sadly no further progress was made. The now 59-year-old Galligan remains one of the franchise's biggest cheerleaders, appearing in commercials and podcasts in recent years involving the critters. Now, would you guys want a Gremlins 3 movie? Or do you think it's good the way it is? No?
I don't give a fuck about another Gremlins.
I'm with Lydia.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm an '80s kid, and no.
Like, are people now just fucking stupid and out of ideas? Like, come on, get a life. It's over. Like, we need to invest in new properties. Sorry, I'm an asshole.
No.
You're speaking the truth.
Speak your mind.
It's like, all right, so we've got 50-year-old fucking Ralph Macchio doing Karate Kid. Is this what we're going to do? Is this who we are?
Listen, today I saw on my Instagram a potential Romeo and Michelle's high school.
I'm there. That's different.
No, it's not. I don't need that. I don't need that. They old.
You're right. No, you're right.
In the first movie,
it's perfect.
The first movie is perfect. There's no way you're not going to ruin that magic.
Yes.
Dragging these people out of the casket to make another one.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Okay, the casket is extreme, but you know what I mean.
I invented Post-its.
Well, they also talking about doing a Goonies movie as well.
No.
Yeah.
No, but Goonies is no, but if they could follow my heart's desire, if it's literally the Goonies.
No, if you can't do Romeo and Michelle, you can't do Goonies.
I can believe Goonies because if it's the Goonies kids being the Goonies, I can believe it.
Yep, I agree.
I'm just visualizing like a menopausal Martha Plimpton being like, "This is fucking stupid."
But I like the idea of it being the Goonies kids going on the adventure.
I feel like if I wrote the movie, Martha Plimpton would have multiple scenes.
Oh, she would be the only role. It would just be Martha Plimpton.
Yeah, for me, it would be like Martha Plimpton I would just it would be like the kids and every breakaway scene from the kids would be Martha Plimpton be like, the kids are down here. These are our children. We know what's up. And everyone else trying to go. She's like, no, you're stupid. We did this ourselves. We gotta go
that. Or she'd be like smoking a cigarette and drinking a glass of wine and be like, I don't even fucking care about any of this anymore. It's like, I follow her on Instagram.
She would want to find her kid. And
she would. She's a good person.
It would be a glass of whiskey, just by the way. A glass of whiskey and the cigarette.
Yeah.
So,
I love
it. Rather than a Gremlins 3 movie, would you rather them just reboot it? Just be like, you know what, we'll just leave it as is.
Just leave it as is.
Yeah.
Just like I didn't ever want any more Indiana Jones movies. The first 3 were fucking perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why'd you have to fuck it up? And honestly, I kind of feel the same way with Star Wars, but I don't remember.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of reboots
to expand that universe. Yeah, with Star Wars, it's a whole universe. That's just one little microcosm of an entire world that Lucas built. Just as, say, like The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings is a microcosm. You love the Karate Kid and you can't wait for. Look, I'm not saying that it's inherently like it's clearly popular. It clearly still resonates with a lot of fucking people.
And I
so there's
genuinely
something.
enjoyed Cobra Kai, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
like,
Yeah.
you know, so if there's money to be made, then like fucking like just because I say no, it doesn't mean that like I fucking know how to make money like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not a consumer of the
Also,
content.
Also, I don't think there is money to be made, considering like the Gremlins, that Mogwai cartoon has not been doing well. Like nobody talks about it. It hasn't been getting high viewership. So that just goes to show you, will there be people rushing to go see a Gremlins 3 movie in theaters? Probably not. Like if they're not
Oh,
going to sit down and like spend like 20 to 25 minutes on a cartoon that you have like on a network, like part of your regular service, they're not willing to sit down for that amount of time to watch that they already have. I doubt they're going to go out to a movie theater and spend money and
it's
sit
gonna
there
go on
for
forever,
however long.
probably. But that doesn't mean that it's okay, and it doesn't mean that it's a good idea. They'll go on forever because some money, a profit will be there. That doesn't mean that it's a great idea.
To be
Let's
honest,
Like, listen, I accept that it's going to go on forever, but I mean, like, it doesn't have to go on forever in our own lifetime, you know? Like,
correct.
we
And
don't-
and to be honest, I'm today's years old to finding out that Gremlins had an animated show. I did not know until today.
well, it's very recent.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very recent, but like not talked about enough. Doesn't have the viewership behind it
Where can you
to
even watch it at?
warrant a live action. I know that the regular kid from the movie wants to return for the series. I don't think he's been in
Yeah.
very much since.
But
That's
he's
probably
a
why.
50-year-old.
He's 50.
I don't know how
Bro,
they would do that. It's so the time lapse from 1990 to now, like
you
that's
can't still be fucking with
gap.
the Mogwai at 50. The same Mogwai?
Yeah.
And how would they make that? Be like, oh, we just didn't do anything with, like, they weren't. I never thought of Gizmo or any, and who knows the
No,
life
I think it should be
expectancy
like
of one of them.
Gremlins, Great Lakes, and then like they just toss the Gremlins in each of the Great Lakes and see how many motherfuckers like multiply. Don't you think?
No, because I'm
Oh.
from Michigan. I don't want things in my Great Lakes.
I think Gremlins, Great Lakes is like the next big thing. Call me Hollywood. I'm fucking waiting.
You heard it, Kevin Feige. You got her number. His kid with one of his own.
Yeah, I could see that.
They never talked about a lifespan. I mean, that's fair. I think I would put like if I saw a Mogwai, I'd be like 8 to 10 years. That's how
That's what I
long I'm going to put on a Gremlin. How long
Yeah.
you put on a Gremlin?
I'm gonna say 8 to 10 as
I'm
well.
going to say it's
I
like a
don't know,
dog.
they're almost magical. So why shouldn't they live like Yoda years?
I don't know. Do they?
But you think if they did, then why are they so extinct? Like there wasn't that
Because
many.
Mogwai
Really.
for forever?
Sunlight will kill them.
Do they defy the natural?
That is true.
That is true. Yeah.
So would that affect their life expectancy then? Being like, well, they're kind of stupid going out in the light and they burn themselves to death.
Yeah,
They'll
Well,
stick
also,
to like
I
caves and
have-
such.
I have a feeling that once like their presence was known and horrifying in World War II, that maybe people went on a killing spree.
You think we could use Mogwai as an effective anti-Axis deterrent?
No, I think they just were screwing with anything in their path, and the world was like, nope, we can't have this.
I don't even know how World War II got brought up with Mogwai.
Because it's mildly referenced, and of course the other gremlins that appear in the Looney Tunes, they are messing around with World War II planes and stuff.
Shut. That is hilarious.
Funny episodes, by the way, with the Gremlins and Bugs Bunny. One of my favorite episodes.
What up, Sleepy Reader?
Damien.
And remember, one of the neighbors is a World War II vet, and he's like, I know what those things are. Ah, and he's like all crazy about it in the first movie.
He was. Yep.
Right. This is already enough Gremlins.
Yes.
I had to add because like there's a couple of weeks back we were talking about sequels and remakes and that on Baker Street, and then I seen this come across and I was like, okay, we definitely need to talk about this because it's something that probably a lot of people don't know about, and we got to get the word out there whether we want it or not. And there is some remakes that we will want. Not gonna lie, there is some remakes that I'd be like, you know what? I'm interested in that. Like they're gonna reboot the whole Jurassic Park series. I'm interested in that. But Gremlins 3, continuing the story or even remaking it, don't screw with the classic. Don't screw with the classic. Just leave it as is. The animation didn't
they
do
should
good.
remake
so
Gone
that-
with the Wind and fucking Ben-Hur and motherfucking oh my god.
That's true. Let's remake Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, let's remake what do you call it? What's that one with Kubrick that has Nicholson in it? Something.
The Shining?
Yeah, let's remake The Shining. You know, it's just
Well,
like
we have remade The Shining.
They kind of
so
it was kind of good. It was kind of good. It was
Don't
like
say
yeah.
that.
Never mind.
Don't reinforce this notion.
Well, listen, at least, I mean, for the credit, at least the remade Shining is what Stephen King wanted. You know, they followed what he wanted because Kubrick didn't listen to him at all, basically, and just like, no, your ideas are garbage. This is my film.
Yeah, but isn't that what made him great?
A little bit, but also like Dr. Sleep is a Stephen King love letter film, right? But he used existing elements of The Shining doing that, and you get a pretty great movie as a result.
But have you ever seen like Lolita with Peter Sellers?
Listen, I'm not against.
And Shelley Winters.
Oh
my god, we need to watch.
You got to bring up Shelley Winters. I love Shelley Winters.
I know, she's great. We have good taste.
Some days, yes.
King hates Kubrick's. I mean,
he does, and I forget what was the remake. It was redone, and it was actually really, really good. It was done by Mike Flanagan.
Papa's like, I'm watching Gremlins cartoon. Fuck all y'all.
Yep.
I forget what it was, but do you remember what it was, Cliff? It was done by Mike Flanagan. It was recently. It was the remake. I forget what it's called.
Of
It
what?
wasn't called The Shining.
The Shining.
Are you talking about Dr. Sleep?
Is that what it was?
Sleep, yeah.
Yeah, that's the sequel to The Shining.
Sequel, and that's
and he did a magical job of curating and piecing together, Kubrick's Shining with what Stephen King wanted, and
I still gotta watch it.
It's insane. It's like the most Stephen King X-Men movie you've ever dreamed of. You've ever not dreamed of in your life. It's great. You all need to watch it.
Okay, so I agree wholeheartedly with Papa Wheelie right here. We do need a remake of Small Soldiers. I absolutely love that movie growing up. What they could do with it today and improve on this story, because the story could be improvement. It doesn't really hold up that much.
Yeah, Indian in the Cupboard too. They should remake Indian in the Cupboard.
That one still holds up, but Small Soldiers I like. I like it.
Yeah.
They should definitely remake Never Ending Story though.
Never Ending
Story. No.
Papa's just like no.
Do not remake that.
I love how the lines you cannot cross for Papa.
No.
Do not remake the Never Ending Story. Do not remake Back to the Future.
Or
No.
Goonies. I don't want you to do it.
I don't think they're remaking it. They're doing a sequel. Also,
Don't-
Space Case Cards makes a good point. Beetlejuice 2 is coming out. We did mention that a little earlier in the show.
Man, they need to get Catherine O'Hara back in there because she's a goddamn treasure. And they need to get Winona. And the rest.
Winona is definitely back.
Well, and I guess they're not going to have Alec. Gina
Yeah.
Oh
Davis is
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Another one.
Unless they filmed all of Alec's scenes right away, just in case.
Yeah, I did want to come into this because, like, I did want to come into this this topic while Lady F jumped in. That's like I knew she'd be most expressive about this.
About
topic,
what?
So.
What's
The Gremlins 3 possibility.
Another movie they shouldn't touch is Labyrinth. Don't touch that.
Bowie's
That's
dead.
fantastic.
Don't fuck with
Yes.
anything Bowie touched.
Exactly.
I'll have your scalp.
All right. So
All right.
tonight's lesson, everyone, is we need to be more creative and encourage new productive things. Unless it's something we don't give a shit about, then remake it. But otherwise, protect the classics at all costs.
Original new content. New content. New content. You
ONC.
can't stand Never-Ending Story? Get the fuck out of here.
I can't.
bro.
I can't. I was gonna say
Ooh.
something, but I'm gonna be nice.
What
I
the
love that
hell?
movie.
No, let it out.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
but
I love it too.
I'm all in tears. I don't care.
Yes, the horse
And I
scene.
love
Yeah.
that movie Legend with Tim Curry and Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Ridley
See,
Scott.
there's a movie where I ignore Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it's like whatever. He doesn't count. He
Yeah.
doesn't count as the freak that he is because he
Yeah.
wasn't yet a freak.
True.
That's fair. That's fair.
He was like 20. He was like 19 or 20. He
Yeah.
hadn't yet been indoctrinated with the freakishness that he is now.
And it was Tim Curry. It was really a Tim Curry movie to me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he was.
That's why
amazing.
Tim Curry made was the best part of Home Alone 2.
Yeah, and that was like he'd gotten so popular from Rocky Horror that he wanted to change his appearance. So you see him in Clue and you see him in Home
Oh,
Alone, and
yeah.
you don't recognize him as the guy that was in Rocky Horror. But
No.
he got pinned in that. And honestly, it was probably smart of him because he still ended up having a really good career. He
Yeah.
did It or whatever. I thought he was really scary as that clown.
Oh yeah,
I
he was
don't-
fantastic in it.
I don't mention that movie. don't
Why?
mention
Does it
that
scare the shit out of you?
Hell yeah, I don't watch that movie at
I
all.
think the TV one's the one. I don't think they should have remade it, but you know what?
I enjoyed the TV one. I have to disagree. There's a lot I like about the remake.
Tell me what.
I thought the kids were absolutely fantastic. I thought what's his name did make a fantastic Pennywise. That weird eyeball shit, he does that. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not.
Skarsgård,
Computer.
yeah.
Skarsgård is doing that. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Skarsgård. Okay, he
Yeah.
was the new Pennywise. Okay.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
one of those things where I feel there's two products and I love them both differently. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
I
my
watched the
firstborn is
movie.
my firstborn, and my secondborn is also wonderful too. You know, and one of them is going to be a doctor, and one of them is going to live in my basement, but it won't change how much I love them.
Children of the Corn was scary. I mean, I watched it as a kid too.
That shit was scary. That had me
I can watch
traumatized
that.
for years as a
You've
child.
never seen it?
No, I know I can watch that.
You
It comes on
can.
Tubi. Yeah, it came on Tubi not too long ago.
Mm-mm.
So I can sit down and watch that. I just can't watch it.
By the
I
way,
don't
can't watch
has anyone watched The Worst Witch with Tim Curry? It's a
No.
1986 made for TV. God knows what it is. A young Fairuza Balk is also in it, which is hilarious because she'll go on to be in The Craft. Charlotte Rae is in it. I mean, like, y'all
Okay.
if y'all need a crazy old school movie treat to watch because you're like, what is this? That is my pick for you.
So, but John
Here's-
Stout is saying that Times Square. I have never heard of that movie.
Me either. Here's my thing. If you want to remake a movie, this will blow up the internet. Remake Shazam and make sure you star Sinbad in it. I'm just saying.
But is Sinbad the Wizard Shazam?
Yes.
When we remake
No,
it?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, Sinbad the comedian.
Right. We'll be the Wizard
And
Shazam.
yeah, be the wizard. Yeah.
Yes.
That'll break the internet, man.
Yes.
I hope Sinbad makes a full recovery. He was, the last I checked, he was not in great shape.
He wasn't. Yeah.
You want the Shaq? Remember Shaq? Remember that video game?
played
Was it a
Steel.
movie? Shaq Fu.
Yeah, I rented that game when it came out. Yeah.
All right. So are we done with talking about
Oh, we're so
Gremlins
done.
3 and
Yeah,
all the
we
remakes
just-
and that?
Was stretching.
All right. So out of these two topics, which one do you guys want? The Gary B. Need by Gary B. Well, I have a little article here. I just have like a description of the book, and Cliff was going to read a passage from it. Or do you want to talk about Xbox's future?
I don't even want to talk about Xbox's future.
Yeah, fuck a Xbox.
Hey.
We got somebody that wants to talk about it. So like,
Oh,
all
sorry,
let's go
sorry.
to it.
Switch
Need by
rules.
Gary B.
Xbox rules. Sorry.
All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit. This is the book by Gary B. It's on Amazon. The link is down below if you want to purchase this. Here is just an overview of the book. In Harper's Hollow, a new evil is about to be unleashed. When Alexis is exposed and bonded with an alien parasite in a new world of options is open for her. A world where she isn't abused, a world where she isn't powerless, a world where she is in control, a world where others tremble before her and her power is absolute. Alexis never knew the extent to what she had suffered at the hands of those in the world around her, but now, after surviving a tragic accident and being bonded with an alien parasite with eons of knowledge and suppression to draw on, and combined with Alexis's own tragic past, a whole new world awaits. In the dawn of her rebirth, change is about to be terrible and finite. This is the start to a new age and Alexis will be at the forefront of a new existence. Together, her and the parasite create a new life form for all to tremble and serve before her. All right, Cliff, you have a passage that you wanted to talk about in this. Go ahead,
I'll give you a choice. Do you want solo sex or do you want duo sex?
Things are always better in twos, so duo.
All right. Above her, Martin's moans burst out into short pants, and she knew he was ready. She released his manhood, drawing her tendril tongue back inside her mouth, and brought herself up to mount his prone form. There, in his glossed-over eyes, was all the approval she needed. He wanted her impaled on him, needed the soft folds of her pussy to slide his cock home into. She hovered over his erection, her lower lips swollen and puffy, dripping the nectar of her loins down onto the purpled head of his cock. Never had she been this wet, needed cock so badly as she did now, and never had she taken one in this way. Her lips pushed out, sucking at the head briefly before she slammed herself down, accepting the full length of him inside her. She knew her body acted differently, like an alien to her, but it had never sung with so much joy before. Her parts acted in their own way, adjusting to her needs and acting on her desires. She bounced on Martin's cock, meeting his thrust by slamming herself forcefully down on him repeatedly. When his lips parted, she fed him her full breast, letting him suckle her nipples. She fed him more of her serum, keeping him impossibly hard and horny through her nipples. Martin sucked hard, in need of her milky emissions. Yes, Martin, give yourself to me. You are mine. I will feed you your need to fulfill my own. He's close. Take him deeper. Accept his gift and create your offspring. Yes, Alex said, thrusting her hips forward, sliding up his steely rod and bucking backward again, burying deep inside her womb. Martin began moaning into her tits and buckling beneath her, his orgasm racing through his veins, eager to sow his seed. Now, Martin, fill me. They convulsed together. Her release tightened her nipples and locking her pussy over his pulsing shafts. She could feel everything with her newly altered self. Feel the throbbing of her sheath over his jerking cock and the spray of his hot cream spreading over her womb, spurt by spurt.
All right.
So she's like an early alien queen who, like, the need is that they have to like reproduce.
Can I want to read a part. I want to read a part.
Oh my! Wait a minute! I just think I caught the papers. Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna read a sentence. Alexis.
All right, just hold up one sec there, Lady F. I know you want to get to it. That was pretty rough. Those of you who I know I see. Oh yeah. Space case cards. And the Collector P, if you'd like to get a copy of it, the link is down below to his Amazon page. It's only $6.99. If you're a Prime member, you do get free shipping, so definitely go support him and get yourself a copy if you're interested in it. We'll read one more passage, but I do urge you guys to go pick up the book. It's a book. It's not a comic. It's a book. It's a short story. But go ahead, Lydia.
Alexis swooped down, a dark angel descending triumphant, and shouldered Martin to the earth. On your fucking back, Martin, she hissed. Martin obeyed, incapable of doing anything but serving the wishes of his queen. He turned onto his back and presented his cock to her, hard and straining to be buried in her waiting womb. Yes, Martin. Alexis lowered her hips, his oversized cock stretching her moist lips open and then filling her completely, one glorious and agonizing inch at a time. Her sheath surrounded and gripped his steely length, excited by the full feeling of his hardness. All right, I'm going to stop.
Is that their second encounter?
You'll never know!
Unless you buy the book.
Unless you read me.
So I'm happy to know that I actually won this book on CJ's show. So I will get it in a few weeks. Oh my!
No, man, no, you'll get it in like 2 to 3 days, y'all.
Oh no!
It's coming from Gary B. I won one too. Okay. I actually also purchased one and won one, so I'll have 2 copies. Hopefully, if it's coming from Gary B, I'm hoping that he signs the one that's coming.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah, I'm hoping that he signs it as well. Oh my!
That's why I mostly was excited. I was like, well, I do have a copy coming, but
he's a kinky bastard. It's good though.
That is wild. That is not what I expected.
It arouses the senses, doesn't it? Signed in jizz.
He asked me what I thought, and I was like, I want more sex. And he was like,
I got this. I got Snack Comics. It's a little different too.
Whenever you were you started, like whenever you were like, oh, I want to say a passage, I was like, all right, no problem. Put up the picture, you started talking about it, and the amount of cock that came out of your mouth, that's like, whoa. I was like, all right. I did not know that it was going to be this kind of stream.
I mean, it comes out of your mouth and then it goes back in and then it comes back out. There's just a lot of that.
And then the sheath is just sliding right over it, you know?
Yeah, it was fun.
Cupping it down to the throbbing, you know, everything.
I agree with Papa when he said this stream is now rated NC-17.
I know. I mean,
first of all, when I'm around, it should automatically go to R. So, like, that should be like the cutoff.
Oh my goodness,
dude! I want to narrate that bitch and be like, ugh.
That was a good taste from both of you guys for what to expect from Need, and I highly recommend everybody to go pick it up. I can't wait to read it now. How many pages are in it?
The audio tape read by Cliff on.
How many pages is the book?
Well, they're stuck together now, so one big.
They stuck together.
That's fair.
I wonder why
That's
they
fair.
stuck together.
I would say like
I mean,
I was reading it and it just got so steamy. I had lost all bodily functions. It just happens when you're reading something that's steamy.
one.
Oh, actual Dracula. That's hilarious.
Yep. Based on true events. Now, do you think like this is the first book that Gary B, that you guys don't know, he's a friend of all of ours. He's a supporter of the comic community. He's one of the biggest supporters out there.
34.
This isn't his first book, but this is the book that he has his name on now. Like it was done with a different name for his other books, and Lady F just said there's 24 pages of this.
34.
So 34, sorry.
Kelly Comics.
Yeah, Kelly.
Yes. Grow together
Grow
and
together.
pulsate with heat.
Oh my
So
lord.
now we know where that came from. He was like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Grow together,
Could you
show
imagine?
together.
He was like, you know what? I know he's listening to this too. So it
I wanna
could be like,
say-
you know what? It's just like this whole meaning for it was like what Callie is talking about. It's like, you know what? Grow together. That's what I mean. And that everybody took it the wrong way. It's like, oh, we grow together as a community. And in his head, he's like, you know what? Okay, we'll let them think that. What I meant is I wanted to grow together.
But
But-
by the end of Need, a lot of seed has been, well, not spilled, but taken up.
I would say with all seriousness, Gary, if you're watching this on the rewind, or if you listen to this, hey, I'm proud of you. Being a published author, and I can't wait to. I gotta use my words wisely. Get this book. I was gonna say receive, but that would have took it a whole new level. I can't wait to get this book and sit down and read this book, and I'm gonna have my lady read it too.
Yeah. Get
Oh,
your
y'all
lady
need
read
to
it.
turn it into book club. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Gary, good shit, man. We're here to support you, brother.
Heck yeah.
he's
Yeah, I've
at
been
work
hearing
like,
nothing
oh my
but
gosh.
great things.
I got
like,
a
the
whole
only,
group
I think,
can send it to.
Gary's at work questioning his sexuality after me and Lady F read parts of his book. He's like, I don't know what's happening.
He's like, I don't know which one I like better. Do I like it?
I'm not sure which one I like better. It's all very erotic. What is happening right now?
We're both very sensual, but I think Cliff may have the edge on me.
Oh, let me
I don't
tell
know.
you, I want to write a story about her gay babies. That's what I want to do because
Yeah, I think you should. I encourage that.
it'll be like in all insect societies there is
Gay need babies.
gay needs.
Where it gets up the buttholes of dudes and it like turns him. I would love it. Gay.
You writing this down, Gary? Making a mental note of it.
Yeah, Gary's in his office like, I don't know what's happening here. There's like, is Cliff like is trying to become my co-writer? I don't understand.
Now, do you guys think like so? Myself, C Bizzle, and I think Papa, we have not read it. Both you, Lady F, and Cliff have read it. Do you think that it could continue on, be like a sequel to this? I know we were saying how much we don't like sequels, but to this, we'll make an exception.
No, it's
Do you think
very.
it could be a sequel from
I
it?
actually discussed this with Gary because it's very anthology style, and I asked him if that was his intent, and he basically confirmed that. Because if this were not anthology style, then it's too much happening in one story, right?
This is just the beginning.
If it is just the beginning, like I don't feel like we're left with too much room to take it from here, right?
I think that if you want to leave it there, leave it there. But if you want to get granular and into more detail and into other side stories, there's a lot of seed that's been spread. There's stories that can take place.
Right, but it's just that it happens so quickly. I don't know if we could do that.
Maybe it's not about her seed.
Yo, oh my God! Look at Gary Vee. He's like, so when is the live stream of Lady F and Cliff live reading it? And whenever you approve it, dude, you're the author. We'll do
I
the
will
whole
watch
thing.
it. I will set my
fucking do it.
notifications.
Lady F, I'll read it, and the demon hive mind. You do the voice of the demon hive
Okay,
mind.
I'll be that. I'll be yes. Yes.
I would love to watch that.
Oh my fuck. That would be hilarious.
I would love to watch
We
that.
gotta do that. But we need to put together like pictures to show and shit. Didn't I? Yeah, you did give us enough detail.
Travis, you know all the artists. Assemble them to draw pictures for us. Assign
you know
each
what?
of them a page of the book and go to town.
I like that. A love stream, not a live stream. A fucking love stream, bro.
Get Roscoe to draw it.
Necessarily love stream. This is an intense erotica stream with this here.
Actual Drac wants to draw.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
We gotta do this,
amazing.
Cliff. We need to have this.
Do it, Drac.
Okay, so actual Dracula, do you have the book? If not, like, did you read it and stuff? If that's like, that would be sick, like to actually get like interior art from that and like possibly do a Kickstarter, because I'm damn sure we have friends that do Kickstarters. I know Katie interviews Kickstarters. Shout out K-pop junkie. She knows a lot of Kickstarters as well. So I think we could like probably do that and get Gary B. The book is already published. And then you have actual Dracula doing the interiors. Then you get some other community members that are artists like Katie, like Norrin Rad, like Roscoe, doing covers.
Look at Drac.
So you
have you seen the way he drew that Catwoman on the Tony Fleece show? It was fucking killer.
Yeah,
the man's got talent.
Yeah, Drac got some amazing talent.
We should talk with Gary because this is Gary's dream. I don't want to like co-opt it and him be like, "This is fucked up."
Gary's in the comments like, "Yes."
Well, no, yeah. Well, he is saying. He said right here. Where did it go?
I'm gonna have to rewatch
everyone tell Distillery they need to make it into a comic.
So you're saying
them behind.
Fuck them and let us do it.
We're gonna do it.
Okay.
We're gonna make.
Well, he'd have more creative. He'd be able to pick his artist. He'd be able to do extra covers and that. Get community artists like to come together and do it if he did a Kickstarter. But that's totally up to him. But you already have actual Dracula on board for it.
I think we should do a live read though with Cliff.
Yeah, we must.
We have to do this. It'll be so fucking. And I feel like we need some visuals, and I feel like Drac could help with that. So if we want to do like a live read with visual supplements, what do you think, Cliff?
Yes,
I wish.
I've been sitting here saying yes to everything. I'm like, we're doing it.
I wish I could do it like next week on Valentine's Day. That would be perfect.
Again, I don't feel like this is Valentine's Day material.
Oh yeah, that totally is.
Like, do we have a national debauchery day? Like, I feel like that's more appropriate.
That's good. I should look that up if it's a National Debauchery Day.
The live read could double as a starter fundraiser for the Kickstarter.
Oh my God, Dracula, if you could make the male lead, who's not in it too much, but he's got like 3 major scenes, if you could make him look like Freddie Stroma for me, like I'd really appreciate that.
What that guy, what's his name? It starts with an M.
Martin, his name is Martin. Make Martin look like Freddie Stroma.
Martin's like every dude that like Gary wishes he were Martin, basically.
Damn, I didn't want to just go there. Come on.
I did not know this.
She went there.
I'm today years old to find out that National Porn Day is November the 25th.
All right, we have our date. Yo, I was like, yes.
When you say voice impersonations, so like saying like Walter Cronkite, I have to be like Walter. Like, what do you mean?
There you go, Cliff.
Cliff. Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
god.
I'm actually responding to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Drac drawing my character would be an honor to me. Gary B says, National Porn Day. Need more like 69 days. Oh.
I feel like that's a different
I see
festival.
what you did there.
All right.
Lydia.
I'm
All right,
going
we got
back to I'm going back to re-watch the show just to listen to Cliff and Lady Fantastic.
All
read.
right. So, anything else you guys want to touch on? Aha.
Oh, I feel we've had enough touching on
It's, I'm fucking touched raw, bro. I can't
Yeah.
anymore. It
Oh,
hurts.
my goodness.
All right. Let's move to the news. I guess Cliff and Lady F are not happy about, but there is some people that are out there that are excited to hear about this. But let's talk
actually,
about
I'm not unhappy. I am intrigued. But I am unhappy
right.
with people's stupidity. Oh, this I'm unhappy. Yeah, it's okay.
All right, that changed quite quick. All right, so this comes from Dark Horizons again, by Garth Franklin. In-game ads coming to free Xbox games in the wake of a busy past few days of rumors. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer says next week we'll see a business update event that should answer questions swirling about the future of Xbox. In a posting on his Twitter account, Spencer says, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for our future of Xbox. Stay tuned." The response comes in the wake of reports that multiple titles that were seemingly Xbox exclusives like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Starfield, Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, and Gears of War could be going multi-platform, coming to PS5 and in some cases Switch, just months after the hit Xbox and PC. Daniel, not going to say that last name, Storyteller launches next week. The rumors have sent the Xbox community spiraling with a bunch of questions about the future of the platform. Comparisons are being drawn to Sega, transitioning from a hardware and first-party exclusives maker to a cross-platform game publisher. Microsoft has made it clear in recent years it's much more invested in progressing its services and getting its Game Pass software ecosystem in front of as many potential players as possible than pursuing new hardware or indulging in a fan base driven console war talk. The Verge adds the Microsoft has originally planning this business update for later this month, but has moved it up following this weekend's events. Microsoft has yet to comment on various reports. See, Bizzle, my man, you're a huge gamer, but not only that, you're a huge Xbox fan. What are your thoughts on this?
Make me big.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna preface this. First and foremost, I'm a gamer first. I've been gaming since the Atari 2600, even a little bit before that. I've been an Xbox fan since the very first Xbox, the big tank Xbox. Nothing against PlayStation. I have no qualms against PlayStation. My biggest beef is with PlayStation fanboys. These few years, I was excited about the exclusives that Xbox was going to have, just to quiet the PlayStation fanboys. Games like Indiana Jones, Starfield, Sea of Thieves, which I play almost every other day. Now with the acquisitions of Activision and Bethesda, and what I would say is this: if it's true what has been leaked, saying that these games are going to be on PlayStation, it would not only piss off me, but it would piss off a lot of people, especially people that own Game Pass. It might be even the end of, I won't say the end of Xbox, but I'm not happy about this. If we go to a PlayStation, I'm not happy about it. It makes it feel like they played us for fools when they did the acquisition, and why was PlayStation so mad about the acquisition for the Activision Blizzard when, like, a few months down the line, Xbox is about to announce that they about to have it on PlayStation anyways. So it make no sense to me. And I'm at to the point right now, and this is crazy for me to even say, I'm even reluctant to get on my Xbox until I know about what the news they're going to give us. I don't have the newest one. I don't have Xbox Series X. I was planning on getting it this year. Maybe I don't have to now. Maybe I just get a better PC, get it and play it on the PC, because I have the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Pass. It's around $18 to $19 a month, and I could play on my PC. So it makes the Xbox console worthless if they go through with this. Why buy a console if y'all going to just port everything over to PlayStation and Nintendo? So until I hear the news next week, I may not be on Xbox for the rest of the week. We'll see. But my mood is not a good mood. There's a couple of guys I've watched on YouTube that are real big Xbox YouTubers, and even they say they don't know what's going on, and that tells a lot. So we'll see. Phil Spencer, me you been boys since 1984. Let me know something. You can make me small. I'm not happy at all.
It doesn't sound like it. See, so I had a Xbox like a 360, but I'm more of a PlayStation guy. Like I have always been a PlayStation guy, either that or Nintendo. So this news coming out, I'm just like, I guess that Xbox might, who knows, they might be going down the road of Sega and being bought out. Who knows? PlayStation might buy them out. But by the sounds of it, Spencer is like saying like he wants to get them out of this rut. And what's coming forward, I'm not a huge I'm not like knowledgeable on this topic at all. But that's why I was like, you know what, CBizzle would be.
Sony cannot buy Xbox because Sony doesn't have that amount of money. Xbox just literally spent $70 billion buying Activision Blizzard. Sony, as a company, is probably worth like 20 to 30 billion. So there's no way they can afford to buy the Xbox itself.
What are the primary titles that Activision has that's worth making it that makes it worth so much?
It is Activision has Call of Duty.
The live shit.
Yeah, Call of Duty. They also have Candy Crush. That was a part of the company as well. So that's the mobile, and that's making millions over millions.
Because it's all the crackhead mamas.
Yes.
I mean, they're not crackheads, but they play that shit like crack.
Now, I don't have a problem with PlayStation. My thing is, I prefer the Xbox controller more so. I prefer the Xbox Live service more than the PSN. It's just that I don't have a problem with PlayStation. I have a problem with PlayStation fanboys. And every time an article pop up about either PlayStation or Xbox, I try to stay away from the comment section, but it's like crack cocaine, and I have to go in there and I have to participate in it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And I love
what's up?
Hey,
I love gaming in general. I have a bachelor's degree in video game design, so I love video games in general, no matter what platform you play on, but don't be a dick about it. That's my spiel, my rant.
What's up, G-Man? Do you have anything to touch on this Xbox thing?
I was
Sure,
listening.
Xbox?
I just caught part of what he was saying about the Xbox, the acquisition. What was making you the most upset?
The fact that Xbox exclusives are going to maybe port it to the PlayStation.
Ported to the PlayStation.
Yes.
And so What was upsetting you about that?
Then so when Xbox for the last several years was saying
They've
that they
been
were going to have their
kinda
own
slumped.
exclusives.
Yep.
Yeah, they have their own exclusives, and now it got me buying in. I'm like, I got the Ultimate Game Pass, the
So do I.
highest tier,
Yep.
tier,
It's cheaper than
and
PlayStation.
it is. And the fact they say nope, we might put this all on PlayStation. So I was like, why was PlayStation making it such a big deal
Well,
about the Activision Blizzard?
here's the big issue with this.
Yes.
So Xbox, I like Xbox. I've been an Xbox fanboy for years. I used to be a PlayStation fanboy. I really was. And what was really turning me off is them always upgrading their system every couple of years. And that was irritating. Every couple of years they're upgrading. Why? And if you go over to Japan, what do you see mostly of? PlayStation. The market is
Correct.
only like 1% of Xbox.
Correct.
And the American companies don't get a proper share over there at all on anything. And they've been in the slumps for like the last couple of years until recently, where they've putting out some games. They've putting out some good stuff, especially all the indie titles. Game Pass practically pays for itself. PlayStation, I don't know, man. That's just I've had a problem with PlayStation for a few years now. But that's just me.
And this will create almost a monopoly.
Yeah, it has.
And with the fact that you're going to have just PlayStation and Nintendo as the only two companies producing consoles and games. I'm a console player. Nothing against PC players.
Yeah.
I'm a console. I grew up playing console my whole entire life.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that now that we're just going to go to PlayStation, I might as well just buy a more expensive PC.
That's just like
play it on
that's
PC.
just like the thing that they've been talking about too with the new TV, the TV entertainment system where it's going to be stream. Everything is going the way of streaming now, and it's just like discs are becoming obsolete, and they're starting to go more and more into digital. I mean, practically half of my library is digital now. Go ahead, love.
Can I tell you? Okay, my brother got me into this game, and I think it was on both. Well, it may be on Switch now. Not Halo. Excuse me. Portal 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Great game.
loved those games.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they have an expansion for that as well? But
they may have DLC, but I don't think they had like a
I loved those two games. They were so G-Man, you played it, and C-Bizzle played it. Anybody else play it? Nobody else on the panel. Papa, have you heard of it? You hadn't heard of it?
I'm looking forward to Square Enix new game. They're bringing back a new role-playing game. I'll think of it in a minute. It's not Final Fantasy. They're bringing on another Final Fantasy, like they always do. Secrets of Mana.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that game.
Yes.
Secrets of Mana. I was like, yes, please.
Like I'm hoping they say like a handful of the games is going to be ported to the PlayStation. Mm-hmm. There's been talk about a new Xbox console in 2026.
See, again,
and I'm exactly. So I'm sitting here like, is it going to be a new console now, or you're going to change direction? I don't. When people say, "Oh, the Xbox is going to go to the way of Sega,"
yeah.
You ever seen any good games from Sega lately? Like,
yeah,
like I don't know.
Everybody, what's up?
Yeah, I don't want them to go the way of the Sega. I literally I have a Sega Dreamcast plugged up to my TV right now. Mm-hmm. So I love Sega. I love Sega.
Great.
It's the most underrated system of all time.
It was.
Fight me if you disagree.
I was gonna say, I feel like Nintendo has been getting underrated until the Switch, right? But I thought the Wii and the Wii U were both incredibly innovative once you actually got into it, and like underappreciated. And now we finally have that innovative device that is appreciated and gives you the best of all their creative worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nintendo was real smart when they came up with the Wii and got all the casual gamers. That's how they made so much money off the Wii and the Wii U and things of that nature. They got all the casual gamers. I've seen people having Wii U's at the Nintendo Wii at retirement homes, so
Yeah.
the elderly could play bowling and tennis and stuff like that and still get some form of exercise. So I'm not sure what Microsoft is going to say next week. I don't even know what day next week they're going to say it on. I do have all my notifications set up for it. And hopefully is not the crazy news that I'm thinking it is. I love
just
you,
gotta
Phil
wait
Spencer.
to see the big company open their mouth. So
Yeah, I love
that's
you.
wait till the horse opens his mouth, and then you'll
I
find
love
out.
Phil Spencer.
Yeah, so do I.
We'll see.
Yep. Rumors spread like crazy, like wildfire.
Yeah.
So lady, can we talk about it, or can we not talk about it? Can we just show it since Gary's in the chat?
What? Show what? Yeah, we can.
I got mine.
Did you miss our incredible reading?
Yes, I did.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was some
we
good
already
reading.
talked about it. You're gonna have to go back on
I have to watch it.
and do it.
I work,
Yeah.
you guys. I'm up today.
Oh no,
I
that's
have to
all
work
right.
the rest of the week.
Jimmy, look. I got a snatch number 1. Robert Crumb, 1968, baby.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Siren?
Very
What's up,
cool.
Tape Prime? So Callie says, at this point, I need a Ready Player One gaming system to get excited about a new one. And to speak on Nintendo, like the Wii did good, but the Wii U, whenever it came out, I don't know. There's issues with it. Not a lot of people enjoyed the Wii U, and then the Switch did save Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like Papa said in the chat here.
It was like,
so it's just it's hard because like the two longest systems right now have been Nintendo and PlayStation, because PlayStation was out long before
was in the
Xbox,
90s.
like 94 actually.
Yep.
Crazy enough to say that. That's crazy.
So Tate, like I've always been a Nintendo homegirl. Their platformers are superb, and when you get people that invest in consoles since the 80s, because the platformers have been consistently excellent. I mean, that's a following. Like, and fucking all of Japan is basically Nintendo.
And the portable has just gotten so much better now.
Well, yeah, and they've got the market cornered. Like, who else? What other handheld console are you gonna have besides a Switch? There's nothing better right now. Like,
that is true, because like even PlayStation tried to do their whole PSP handheld, and that I don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. They haven't done it since. But like but you do have the downfall with Nintendo Switch, that the graphics are not as good as like what you'd see on Xbox
they're still
or
beautiful.
PlayStation.
They're still beautiful. They're wholly adequate. And it's like, if you want that CPU level of resolution, get a fucking PC.
Yep.
Get a PC. Because you're just going to get blue-balled by these console systems until they've got you basically not buying discs anymore. So you've bought a PC. Get a PC.
I still buy disc for certain games because physical media is dying, and I'm trying to save as much of it as I can.
It's worth the resale. Yeah, same. No, I'm doing the same. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's all going online. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like having a physical copy.
Now, here's my thing. I love the physical copy. I just love the convenience of digital.
Yep.
Like literally, like if I want to switch from MLB The Show to Sea of Thieves,
it's more convenient, but it doesn't retain the value.
That is correct.
So Phil, he is a big time PC.
Yeah, it's all cool. I know why.
Yeah. I still have a ton, like over 100 Xbox 360 games in the garage as we speak. I love physical media.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Yeah.
Most underrated console, and one of my favorites still, that it's hooked up to my TV right now, GameCube. Nintendo GameCube.
That was a good system.
Yeah, I like GameCube.
It was such an underdog, so underrated.
That's what I say about the Dreamcast. You have games like Ready to Rumble, Skies of Arcadia, Grandia 2.
Tony Hawk 2 on there was amazing.
Exactly.
That's how I played the game. I played See, I went the different. I had a PlayStation, but didn't get a PlayStation 2. I ended up going for a GameCube. I bought it with my own money, like mowing lawns when I was like 13. And I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Tony Hawk's Underground, and then
Yep.
Underground 2. That's when
Yeah.
those were coming out. I played those like no other. And then I also
Same.
got a Harry Potter game. Love Paper Mario on that.
Same. Thousand Year
System.
Door. Ugh.
1,000 Year Door. And
Yeah.
I heard that they're bringing it back. Like I do want to get a Switch
Oh yeah, they got
eventually down the road because they're redoing it. And I
no.
Yes, they
so
are.
you get redos.
I got
wanna
the
do-
Super
I wanna
Mario
play that.
RPG on Switch which is the redo of Seven Stars, Legend of the Seven
Yeah.
Stars, which is the Super Mario RPG that came out on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I got the Switch Lite, so it's not the one that
Mhm.
it's just one big
Mhm.
handheld. Yeah,
And,
so that's what I
and
got now.
fun story
Buddy.
with why they had to do like change it because at first they were like, okay, we'll do another RPG type. We'll just call it Super Mario RPG 2, and we'll drop it on the GameCube. But at that time, Square Enix was dropping out of their deal with Nintendo and going to PlayStation because they were like, we need better graphics. We're going to go the disc way. And then the Square Enix went there. That's why you see most Final Fantasy games are for Nintendo. Then you see the Switch going to PlayStation on Final Fantasy VII.
That's true.
Has
The
anybody
first Final Fantasies were on
has
Nintendo.
anybody played Hellblade yet?
No.
That's another game they said that maybe the second one may be ported to the PlayStation.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I know Biggie Shack really hates Tekken. That's his
I would love to play Big Shack and Tekken.
apparently
Mortal
he's
Kombat,
kind of
baby.
he's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
He likes his Tekken.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
You play Tekken,
Papa wants to
Papa?
say.
Papa?
Oh, sorry, buddy. Oh, fuck.
He got it.
Nice.
Look at you.
He just wants to rub it in.
Oh,
Drops.
He
drops.
just wants
Nice.
to rub it in.
amazing.
Way to go.
Hell
There you go.
yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
bro.
Hell yeah, buddy.
So he needs a Wolverine PS5
First
game to
Wolverine.
go with this.
Yeah, you
So
do.
guys, if you're what, I guess he doesn't want an Xbox game. It's PS5 or nothing, guys. Let's get this done for Papa. Let's get a Wolverine game out there. Are you
He
listening?
needs a Wolverine
Listening?
statue of the OG outfit with Wolverine in the OG outfit.
Mhm.
Big time.
I just want
I-
a slab tonight from Wolverine's origin. Actually, what did I win, Seabizzle? What was that?
It was a
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Origins.
You won. It was on Izzy's channel. I'm trying to remember. It was Wolverine. It was a Wolverine slab. I just can't
It was
remember
Wolverine
exactly what it was.
Origins because Izzy
Was it
showed
Origins?
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
sketch
yeah.
variant, and
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
yeah. It tells the
I
story
agree.
of Logan in the 1800s. Sorry.
I agree with Tate. I heard that rumor as well. Nintendo did say, I know it's all rumor and speculation at this point, but Nintendo has kind of said that the Switch is going to be something that we've never seen before when it comes to graphics. I'm hoping that's true.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been playing. I still have my original Nintendo. My Super Nintendo is plugged up to my TV right now, so I'm hoping that it's true because that'd be a good selling point for Nintendo.
But-
Um,
Let's just think about the strategy that Nintendo has employed versus PlayStation and Xbox.
correct.
PlayStation and Xbox have always banked on the newest technology in
Correct.
beefing up the console. But Nintendo has not, I mean, while they have beefed up with each new iteration, they have focused more on ingenuity of content. We
Yes.
get grains
Mhm.
like games like Pikmin and, all just weird out there games. This, Paper Mario. You just don't have the quality, the Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, that game was fucking art. And you just don't see that as consistently. And I feel like Nintendo has cornered the handhelds and the content. And when you've got that, like, the reason Nintendo did survive and the reason they're as rich and as successful as they are is because of all of their handheld consoles and kids buying them.
Right.
It's the
I
truth.
still have my Game Boy. It still works.
Yeah.
Still have my original Game Boy, and it still works.
And look
I
now
don't-
at how much those
I wish I had my
games and
original.
consoles go for now. They are so pricey now.
Yeah.
My original Game Boy got stolen out of my house.
Mm.
Yeah.
Out of your house. Like somebody just walked
Yeah.
in. It was like, I'm just
No.
going to take this.
My older sister had a party, and somebody went in my room and stole it.
Oh, what a dick.
When did you guys do the review?
For
Need?
Yeah.
We didn't review it because not all of us read it.
We
Yeah.
didn't do a
We
review,
just
but
did. Cliff just read a passage from it.
Cliff?
Yeah.
You haven't read it all yet?
I've read it,
No,
of
no.
course.
Oh my
I
God.
read it
As
or
soon as I got in the
Seabizzle.
mail, I sat in my living room and I read the entire thing like real quick. And I'm
I
like,
haven't received
whoa.
mine yet.
It was a page turner.
Yeah.
we read a couple of excerpts on here for the
Yeah.
Listen, Gary's got a lot of balls. I'm sorry, and I loved it. I loved it.
I mean, just the passage I read alone, there must have been 20 usages of the word cock. But like,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. I will have mine in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up in the morning and shit. I'm sorry.
Are you sure? Because like once we move up, we're moving on to. We have 2 more topics after this, and it's the Rob Liefeld topic about him retiring, and Gina Carano suing.
Oh my goodness,
Disney. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about on Xbox's future, or is that it?
No, that's enough.
I'm good. No more rants for me.
And hey, Katie, Tate, John Stout. All right, so let's do this one. Let's do this one right here. Let's go. Rob Liefeld here is leaving Deadpool. So Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool, with Fabian Nicieza for Marvel Comics and New Mutants 98 back in 1990, has announced that 34 years later, and with the new Deadpool 3 movie coming out, he will no longer work on the character he writes. I am retiring from Deadpool. It's official. Yep. After 33 years of not only introducing Deadpool, but chronicling many of his most popular adventures, it's time for the Deadpool daddy to say farewell. One of the fun parts about getting older is you can retire from the things. So here I am. So I worked up one last crazy Deadpool yarn for the fine folks at Marvel, and they responded with electric glee. And I started producing it last month for release summer 2024. I often wonder what my life would be like if I had not created and sold not just Deadpool, but Cable, Domino, Strife, and many others to Marvel. What if young Rob hadn't taken up the challenge of transforming a title that was headed towards cancellation is one of the better alternative universes tales. It certainly transformed my young career, creating opportunities and record-breaking sales for New Mutants and X-Force, creating and introducing the Deadpool Corps, featuring Lady Deadpool and Dogpool, was a great function of my midlife crisis. During 2009. Oh my God. In 2015, I started Deadpool Bad Blood, getting Deadpool his first original graphic novel and his only chart-topping #1 ranking to date, an achievement that got me a round of congratulations from Marvel brass that pumped my chest out further than Captain America's. No other auteur has combined to write and illustrate more Deadpool work. I'll complete this journey with over 1,000 pages alongside my mercenary misfit. So I'll finish this last one, Deadpool story, and trust me, it's a wild one. And call it a collaboration for the ages. It'll be fun. In case you were wondering why now, that's easy. I'll be 57 at the end of this, and my eyes are still functioning. The work continues to be strong. I want to go out with the best effort I can muster. The hand-eye coordination won't be there forever. I elaborate more on this on my next Robservation podcast and look forward to taking this journey with you, the world's greatest fans who have always provided the best support a cartoonist could ever imagine, and that is what saying something. So are you guys pumped for this, or are you guys like, who cares? Like it's a character you're just saying goodbye to.
I mean, me personally, I'm like, who cares? Because, like, you know, that's too rough. But, you know, like, I'm not. It doesn't mean
My
that.
queen is a big fan of Deadpool, so she'll be bummed.
It doesn't sway me either way.
Yeah.
I'm not a real big collector of Deadpool comics. I got a few here and there, but
We got a whole corner dedicated to just Deadpool.
Well, I need to understand this. So, is he retiring from writing any more Deadpool? But
That's it,
Deadpool's
sounds
not
like.
being retired.
Correct.
Other
He is
people's
retiring from
writing.
writing
He's
more Deadpool.
retiring. The
I
creator.
don't give a fuck. Then it's just
Right,
like
yeah.
because you know why? It's like, you know who's a better Deadpool creator than Rob Liefeld? Fucking Ryan Reynolds. So end of story. Bye. You're not going to be me.
And that's the thing too. He's like he is, but yeah, she makes a good point. Katie makes a good point. Love Deadpool, but it doesn't matter if he's
Yeah.
on it. He hasn't
Brian
really been
Posehn was
writing
a
it.
better writer on Deadpool than fucking Rob Liefeld, but whatever.
And here's the thing too.
was a
It
better
wasn't
writer on
him that-
Deadpool than Rob Liefeld. I'm just saying, like, almost
Also,
everybody else did better things with the character.
Didn't Joe
Yeah, I don't care.
Kelly? Wasn't Joe Kelly the one who made him the Deadpool we know and love today? Like not
Fabian
Rob
Nutella,
Liefeld.
and who made him
Fabian,
the Deadpool
okay.
we know today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And by the way, for years, Fabian would go to conventions, and he didn't have that banner of co-creator. And then, of course, eventually Marvel just said, "Fine, you're co-creator," and that pisses Liefeld off so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't understand why he made a big announcement like this saying he's going to walk away, and then within a few days, within a few days, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be working on some indie titles now. I'm going to be working on Lady Death or what was it over some." He's going to be doing
like
a lot of
introducing
art for
my
that.
new character, Fred Pool. He's not that Deadpool. I'm old. That makes me slightly suspicious. By the way, the last things he said that maybe like, what do you have? Alzheimer's? Do you have MS? What's going on? Like you're getting
With the
kind
hand-eye
of old.
coordination.
Yeah, is something happening with you? Like, what's the deal, buddy? But it's probably just like, and honestly, it was a little too much. Like, you're writing a lot of shit about yourself. That's not that great, guy. Like, shut the fuck up. But anyways, that's just me. Like, get over yourself, Rob Liefeld. You're a jeans model.
He is never gonna get over himself. Never.
So I'm a dick. But
I have not listened to his
one of the most
observations.
entertaining. If you are a Liefeld fan, one of the most entertaining things you can get out of Liefeld is how much he loves to talk about himself when you meet him. It is wonderful. But if you're not into that,
it's annoying.
No, I'm saying if you're not into that, it's horrible. But like if you're into the insane,
you can laugh at it. It's just like.
Doesn't he seem like he's on? Doesn't he seem like he's got too much coffee or something when he talks?
Sign stuff, and I'm like, "Are you for real, dude?" He goes, "Oh my god, he's like, I love the egomania when I see him." I'm like, if you're being entertained by that, great.
He's a man child, bro. I can't deal with it.
Yeah,
I can't.
I mean, he's not the worst man child I know, but he's
not the worst. But bless his heart.
Yeah, I can't even think of the last story he wrote for Deadpool.
There's one, isn't it out right now? Blood something?
Oh, the newest one, the Blood, Red, White, and Blood, or something like that.
No, that's not the name, but we're getting there.
Oh, he said K-pop say Batter Blood.
That's it, Batter Blood. That's his current one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure we'll get one more out of him. Apparently we're getting one more out of him this summer, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna front. Like I bought Batter Blood, but still, like.
Currently, also in the summer, there's gonna be a new writer for Deadpool. It's gonna be Cody Zegler. He's gonna be writing a new Deadpool book.
Okay.
Like I'll give him credit for creating the character, but like it's one thing for creating the character, it's a different for shaping the character
or making him great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. We shouldn't like you.
Pretty much like
new topic.
But other than that, I don't think like he deserves like I don't understand like why it's a big deal. Like I would understand if he's like, oh, I'm retiring from comics altogether, but he's not. He's just retiring from that one character, saying his farewell to a character he did create. I understand that it's his baby.
Yes.
He's seen this character grow into more, but there is a lot more other people that helped you create this character to make him like. If it wasn't for those people, he wouldn't be in a movie.
No.
So you got to give credit to those people too. K-pop is saying like Shelby did the inks for Rob, and she never got any
Of the credit,
like wasn't
really.
credited. Yeah, so that's wrong. He is kind of full of himself, and I think he's not. No, I just won't go there. He's kind of an ass sometimes too, because like even fans will say something good about him, and he'll block them. So I'm just like, well, okay, whatever.
Do you know how I interpret that his whole post for saying this shit is? I read it as, I am incredibly butthurt that Deadpool has been so successful without me having anything to do with it. So I'm going to talk about all the badass things I've done. I'm going to talk about how I'm retiring it because really it's just the gift that I've given people. Fuck off, bitch. Anyways.
Is CJ and Rob the same person? Possibly, Papa. Possibly.
CJ's like way cooler and more humble.
Nah, I'll agree with that. But screw you, CJ. Anything else to the Rob Liefeld retiring from Deadpool, or do you want to
None for me.
talk about the final thing that everybody's excited for to talk about this, because this is going to fume some people, and I think I don't know. We'll all have an opinion. We'll all go around the table and talk about this topic here. And that's Gina Carano sues Disney. This one's rough, guys. This one's rough. All right. Gina Carano is reportedly suing Disney and Lucasfilm for and wrongful termination in a lawsuit. In a complaint filed on Tuesday in California federal court, Carano alleges she was fired from TV series The Mandalorian over a social media post in which she compared being a Republican to being a Jewish during the Holocaust. Lucasfilm announced that Carano will not be returning to the hit series in 2021, the announcement coming after a long string of posts in which the former MMA fighter drew notice for her right-wing positions on various issues. Assassin's Creed Red confirmed for 2004, Carano seeks a court order that would force Lucasfilm to recast her along with at least $75,000 in punitive damages. In addition, Elon Musk's X Corp is reportedly helping fund the suit. Part of his promise is to pay for legal actions taken by people claiming I cannot say that word.
Discrimination.
Discrimination. Why? Okay, there we go. From post to X to Twitter/X. As Roddy points out through the post in questions originated on Carano's Instagram stories, X's head of business operations, Joe Bernaco, says in a statement, as a sign of X Corp's commitment to free speech, we are proud to provide financial support for Gina Carano's lawsuit, empowering her to seek vindication of her free speech rights on X and the ability to work without bullying, harassment, or discrimination. The complaint reportedly claims that Disney and Lucasfilm made it clear that only one orthodoxy in thought, speech, or action was acceptable in their empire, and that those who dared to question or failed to fully comply would not be tolerated. Carano also reportedly argues Disney turning a blind eye to her male co-stars like Pedro Pascal and Mark Hamill, who made political statements on social media with no financial or professional repercussions. What do you guys think about this? Do you think like she's gonna win the case? Do you think she even has a case? Do you think this is all a waste of time?
I'm fascinated, and I would. This is the topic that I'm fascinated by. I would love to see how this goes because there's a lot here, and I want to know what her lawyers are going to do, how they're going to attack it. I mean, are they really going to go with, freedom of speech, or are they going to go a different route? Because, freedom of speech is to protect you from the government acting against you in the United States, right? So, and I say this because it was brought to my attention that it's very different in other countries, even our neighbors in Canada. So I'm like, all right. And like, so yeah, I want to know, like, I want to wait and see what strategy they're going to use and like what comes of that.
So this is how I see it. I think, regardless if I share her like political views or not, I think she absolutely has a right to do this because we looked at what was her name, Letitia Wright or whatever, Shuri, make terrible, awful, ignorant comments about COVID. And I think it was
the video she made was the worst.
It was and she, nothing was done to her. And
no, but so, they ripped her off social media quick.
But she was not punished in terms of like losing a role. She didn't lose her job. Okay, they just told her to shut the fuck up because she needs to shut the fuck up. Now, if they would have done that equivalent. Yeah, so free speech, right? Free speech is absolutely what Cliff said. You not necessarily can say anything you want to as it pertains to your employer because, they do these background checks. They'll check your social media. And if you say weird, fucked up shit, you're a liability, dude.
This is people everywhere. Can you remember the last time that you got a job somewhere and the words weren't thrown at you? Like, remember, you also represent the company.
Yeah. So P2, so Phil and Space Case are on the money when it comes to this context because it's specifically with her regard as an employee, and that is different than the government.
Yes.
So, and free speech doesn't mean that it's protected.
Her contract, it's under her contract, probably. Right. Certain things that she can't say or whatever, I'm sure it's in her contract.
Yeah, so and it sucks, and I do think that it's hypocritical, and I do think that she could stand. It just depends. It depends on what was in her contract and what she signed. Yeah, I mean, Pete. So Phil, you're right. If she signed the paperwork, it's just business. It's just business. Mm-hmm. Nothing more, nothing less. Because if you're a liability, if you affect the bottom line, you're not a commodity any longer.
Nope.
And, say what the fuck you want, but then if what you say starts fucking with the bottom line, they're going to get rid of you.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to speak on 62's thing here. Gina had already wrapped in the Mandalorian, but she was supposed to lead a separate TV show that ended up getting scrapped in that because of the comments she made. So she lost out on money. That's why she's suing them for that. She's like, she needs compensation for that role she was offered that she lost. So.
No, you're right, Space Case. I mean, it was a self-inflicted wound because she has every right to hold that opinion. But when she puts that shit out on social media as an employee, that's a liability.
Yep. Exactly.
It's just business.
What are your thoughts on this, G-Man?
Yeah.
Same. I'm the same.
Same.
I feel the same way. I like her. My wife and I liked her. And we were really bummed out about that. But yeah, I was just going to say it's in her employment contract, I'm sure. So I hope she wins. I do. Now, what's that going to do to her career after it's said and done? Now she's going to be a big red dot. He's going to have a target marked on her back the entire time.
Well, technically, she already does. That's
part of that's what I'm saying.
From my perspective, right? Yeah. So I do believe there is some validity in, hey, you turned me into bad goods.
Yeah.
And I can't make a living now, and you should pay up.
Yeah.
Right. I do feel there's this is why I'm fascinated with the case, right? Because there is the space between, right? And like it's really gonna come down to her legal team, what tactics they use, and how effective they are.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, it's one thing for her to put that on Twitter and her to get thrown in jail, but it's another thing for her to put that on Twitter and face repercussions as an employee of a business, right?
Correct.
Because one's the government and one isn't.
What about you, C Bizzle?
I mean, I agree with everybody. Like the field I work in. If I go off saying something on my Facebook and my Twitter Spaces, if I say something negative towards another race or somebody, another gender, my supervisors they could come at me and say, "Hey, you're damaging our look as a company." You see it all the time.
Yeah.
With the whole the Karens, when they blow up and people find out where they work at, and they lose their job because of their actions and what they put out there. I worked before I moved down here to Texas. I worked at employment services in Detroit, Michigan. I was a case manager. One of the main things I tell them is be careful what you put on social media, because employees, and this was almost 10 years ago.
Yep.
I said, be careful what you put on social media, because employers look at that. They can see what your views are, and if it's not in line with their views, they don't have to hire you, or they don't have to keep you as an employee. So I do agree with Lady F and Cliff and G-Man. So
All right.
I love how we're all I love how we've all taken a kind of semi-neutral thing. Where it's, you have to acknowledge what it is, but also maybe your whole working life doesn't have to be destroyed as well.
Exactly.
Correct.
But
exactly.
I don't think her working like she wasn't. She just had her foot in the door, because like it stated she was in Deadpool 1, and then before that she was in The Mandalorian. I'm not sure what else she was in prior to that, so she kind of just had her foot in the door when she made those comments. So she didn't even break into the industry that much before she got canceled.
But now she can't even go backwards, dude. She can't even like get old gigs like that. Like that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
she never would have been canceled if she had the wherewithal to not put that shit on social media.
And I agree with that as well. However, right, like that's what I'm saying. This is the space between. I hear it, I get it, I see why you can, but now I can't make money. Now I can't get a job.
It sucks. Yeah, I mean, and you think the same thing about like people that are they're charged with nonviolent crimes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, you can't vote anymore, like, or you can't get employed. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. What? How can you if you served your time?
Yeah.
How can you be disenfranchised for life?
How can you be rehabilitated if they don't allow you to be rehabilitated?
Yeah, you paid your debt to society.
I'll also say Space Case says keep it to yourself, but you're at that point in life too where you're just like, people say dumb shit. We all say dumb shit. Sometimes we post dumb shit. That just happens. But I think the case with this is she continued to say it. She wouldn't take it back. Like Disney gave her, said, hey, you might want to take that down. You might want to kind of watch what you say. Like they did kind of give her a warning by saying hey, there could be repercussions if you don't.
I didn't know that.
And she held her ground and stayed with it.
I didn't know that.
So,
well, again, we don't know exactly what was said, but we do know that when she was posting at that time, she was saying, I won't be bullied like other people that I've watched get bullied, right?
Do you think that the reason why she did that is the whole, because like I said, she was a former MMA fighter. So you think that aggression that she displayed in the circle resonated into the social media. Like she's not about to be bullied because she wasn't never
Now
bullied
you're
in the ring.
stereotyping. You can watch out now.
Well, look, and it's a strategy that is very context dependent. It's one thing to use that to intimidate, your opponent on a field, but it's another way. There's another way that you need to act when you're working in a business. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not
Yeah.
the same.
She is.
Yeah, she is a tough
She
chick.
is. I mean, she is, and so like she definitely came with it with that attitude of like, no, I'm not backing down because I am a tough fucker.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you got to read the room and say like, oh, all right, honey, like this ain't a wrestling ring. This is Disney, and they're a little.
And the fact that her career was going to take off, like she was about to get her own show.
It's sad, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
And I don't know, but like I think she is getting the worst of it because like people that have gotten canceled have come back from it. And I just don't see any coming
Who's
back.
made a
from her.
comeback from cancellation?
Johnny Depp.
Are you Johnny Depp? Amber Heard's is not canceled. She's probably going to get roles rather than other. So what has Gina Carano done worse than most of these other people? Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was canceled for a while. Louis C.K. was canceled for a while. Louis C.K. is selling out.
Oh yeah, but I was gonna
comedy
say
specials now.
He's selling out. He's selling places out, but no one's hiring him to be on a television.
Yeah, he did have a TV show that got canceled due to what happened.
Everything he was a producer on got canceled. Some of my favorite shows, Two Mississippi, Baskets, boom, because he was the producer.
Mel Gibson was canceled. He's back now.
Mel Gibson did claw his way out of that pit. I will give it to him. He had to claw his way.
It took some years.
Yeah, so it makes me think that, like, is it time that we just need a certain amount of time to not forget, but just kind of be like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me anymore. To be like, you know what? Yeah, easy. You know what? It's not in my mind anymore. That happened 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
whatever happened,
she didn't outright hurt anyone versus other people who have outright hurt people who had to climb their way out of that pit.
Yes.
So there is that.
I gotta go to sleep.
I gotta go to sleep. I'm like, the old people have hit their limit.
Me too. I get a Cliff. I'll see you on Saturday.
I'm looking forward to. You got me so hyped and a little bit worried.
You're gonna love it, buddy. You're gonna love it. I'm so excited.
Oh
yes.
Get Need. The link to the Need is down below. Check it out on Amazon for $6.99. Anything else you guys want to touch on before we end things?
I want to touch on
with
this was
Gina
fun.
Carano.
$69.9 for your purchase.
Yes,
you need it.
You won't regret it.
That's what, like that's another thing. Like there was like I was like the next
I felt
I got more sex.
I felt
very list.
I felt very dirty after reading this.
Then you, sir, have not spent enough time on Pornhub.
No, so I have. It reminded me of Penthouse.
All right.
Like so going around the panel here, I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with G-Man and then move my way over. G-Man, what do you have coming up on your channel?
Saturday we got a Nerdy Collective at noon. We got Cliff here. He's gonna be there. Really looking forward to it. Me and the boys, big time. And then what is it? And in another week, then we're gonna have Digger Jim on. Next week, following a week, you'll be on next. And I'm really excited for this one. I'm not going to tell you guys because it's a secret. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's who everybody knows, who everybody sees in the chats. I got an exclusive interview with this one person. So you'll be on the 2nd.
I'm curious.
I'll let you know.
I kind of have an idea I'll,
No,
I'll
I don't
shoot
think
you a
so.
personal message
I
and be
know
like,
you
"Am I
don't.
right?"
No, who? Who?
I'm gonna say less. I'm gonna say less crucious.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say
no.
like Scrooge is
Nope.
my
You
number
guys
one.
have all seen
Okay,
him.
hold
I've
on.
seen this person.
In real life, the
Okay.
face,
Nope.
Gore Vidal,
Nope.
fucking aggressively relaxing.
Nope.
Comic Journey.
Nope. I've had Comic Journey on the show.
64-page special.
Had him too.
35
see.
We're just gonna
You'll
we're
see.
just gonna list
see.
off a bunch of
You're
things.
not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it because it's going to be deep. You're going to love it. Trust me, you'll love
Listen,
it.
I thought We Love Comics was fantastic.
Yeah, he was excellent.
All right.
Everybody was. So thank you, guys. This was fun.
All right, Lady F, what do you have coming up on your channel?
Saturday, G-Man has a show at 1 or whenever. Go check it out.
You're funny,
just-
lady. I
I just
love you.
I just show up and I don't really have plans because I have to do too much in my adult world. So this is not a place where I'm responsible. So I don't know. I'll be around. Like a
Alright.
groupie at a
I always
fucking
invite
concert.
you. I always send you links to the show. Always. You're always invited.
Thanks, buddy.
Papa Wheelie has his wrestling show this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. He'll let us know here. What's that, sorry?
That was 9 p.m., 8 Eastern. He's doing a
No,
wrestling
I'm
thing?
I'm not sure if it's 11.
He said 7:15 Mountain Time.
Gotcha, Papa.
So I'm not sure. I
And-
think that's early. I feel like that's earlier than last week, is it? No? Okay. So definitely check out his wrestling show he does
I'll
with
get some
Beckerman
notifications
and
on
Biggie Shack. Definitely check that out.
That
what's
says
up there,
R
Becky?
cum and not R crumb. That says
Papa?
R cum.
I have a lot of that. I have a lot of his work as well. Crumb, he's great.
R cum or R crumb?
Crumb,
I think this is crumb. And I don't know
Larry
if he's
Crumb.
punny or
All
what.
right. See Bizzle, my man. What do you have coming up on your channel?
I just dropped a video earlier this week, my first unboxing for 2024. Monday I will be with Cliff on keys. He could get more depth into that. I'm dropping another video of my winning from Remy Q and DJ Links. I got a couple of winnings from those guys. I'm gonna be putting that out, and I think that's about it for right now.
Right on. Cliffy White, the guy with the heavy security.
Saturday, I will be with the Nerdy Collective, and I don't even know what to expect. I've watched like 3 episodes, and I just have no clue what I'm in for. Like,
You'll see.
like, let's just see what kind of questions they throw at me, and if they're going to keep me there for 3 hours or 4. Let's find out. And then, Sunday, Papa Wheelie will be joining us as we cover our next trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy. We're starting with Batman Begins, and then Monday, the Council Comics, new keys and hot comics of the week with our returning special guest, C Bizzle. So, C Bizzle and Papa have been guesting, and it's been a lovely time. And that's
all right.
That's all I can remember to talk about. Oh, I got something coming up with John's Comics and Kids. We're covering X-Men 187. I can barely remember when that is, but that's happening too,
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
All right. So everybody go check out their amazing channels. I don't have Lady F's and G-Man's links to their channels yet, but as soon as we end this, I'll be adding them to the list down below. But as of right now, we have Papa's link, C Bizzle's link, and Cliff's link down below. So definitely go check them out. For me, I'll be going live tomorrow night again, right here on my channel, just to hang out. No topics, no nothing. I'll be showing off comics that I am, if you want some of them, you can offer me 50 cents, not a starting bid or anything. It's 50 cents and it's yours, and you pay for shipping. You can get a bunch of them. If you don't want them, they're going to be donated to a library. And that I don't want to, like, they're not worth much in that, but I'll be going through them and showing them off. If I do get John Stout's A-OK by tomorrow, I'll be unboxing that live on my channel as well. But you guys can come on, show some stuff off, but I'll be just showing off what I am just going to get rid of. I'm doing a purge of my collection. That's why it's called the Purge Hangout Stream. Then I'll be over on Legion of Comics channel, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. For At Week's End, we'll be going into full discussion about the comics that we've read this week, the TV shows we've watched, some comic book news, pop culture news, and then we'll be talking about Argyle. Definitely, guys, if you've not watched Argyle, go watch it in your theater. It was a good movie. What time? TM. I'll probably be going like maybe same time as tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, maybe 10 p.m. Eastern, but who knows how long it'll go. So if you want to jump on, John, you can. And then Monday, Between the Lines, over at Geek Out with Roscoe's channel, we'll have Chalk Girl joining us. So it'll be a good time. And then chatting with the comic community this upcoming Monday, it'll be Commieverse. Tony from Commieverse will be my guest for the episode 83 of Chatting with the Comic Community. That's it. Thank you to the panel members that have joined me tonight for the discussions that we've had, and thank you to all of the people that are watching on the live, everybody's watching on the rewind. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. And as always, my friends, stay freaking nerdy. Bye, everyone.